Hello and welcome to SatoshiConomy, honest global crypto news and info. As you can see, I'm making a video as I'm rolling here, but I wanted to get this out. I wanted to do some work and publish something before it got too much later to just discuss some of the things that are going on. It's been about 5 hours since the BCH hard fork, the Bitcoin Cash hard fork. And it's really garnered a lot of news in the industry, pretty much consensus that it's the most contentious hard fork. There's just a lot of eyeballs and a lot of ears listening to what's going on. Bitcoin Cash is going to hard fork Rogerver's side, BCH ABC, and then right. Side is going to be called BCH SV, and it was coincidental with yesterday's sell-off in the markets. I was looking at some charts, and every single coin was just right about the same time. I mean, it didn't even matter what coin you were looking at. It had a sharp drop-off, just completely tanked. Bitcoin took a nosedive of over 1,000. I think at one point, the lowest I saw was about 5,200, right around there. Litecoin almost went under 40. I think it may have even gone under 40. But as we all know, a lot of sell-offs, 8 to 18%, even 20% for a lot of long-standing coins. And when I look at the charts, I just see every single one of them just drop all of a sudden. I mean, within minutes of each other. What would your guys' first thought be? Man, there's collusion going on here. Let's think this through a little bit. If all these people are selling off and all of these different coins, all at the same time, my first thought was whales, manipulation, and my second thought was, we know there's manipulation in these markets. I mean, wherever there's money, there's manipulation. It's just a given. There's bad actors, and also good actors. So, thinking this through, the largest point is there are manipulators, there are whales, there are these clubs that have techniques that can really affect the market very quickly, upside or downside. There's robot trading, there's other kind of robots, algorithmic trade. There's all of these things going on that many of us have never even heard of, or some of us have never even heard of, that are affecting the market. And when I looked at it over a longer span through the beginning of the year, I think I looked back since December, when all of the highs were. I think it was December 17th. But you look at the nature of the sell-offs, say Bitcoin, for example, almost 20,000. Well, boom, it went down to about 12,000. And then it kind of steadied out for a couple of weeks. And then it went up to 13,000, then boom, it went down to about 9,000, and then back up to, I guess it was about 10,000, 11,000, then boom, back down to 8, and then same thing, back down to about 7, and then for about the last, 2 to 3 months, we've had the greatest stability in the history of Bitcoin, practically, since anybody cares about it. Certainly all year. It was very surprising to many of us that it ranged between 6,000 and 7,000 almost 99% of the time for all of 90 days, practically. Then all of a sudden, boom! It just, pardon my spit. I've got this passion, but just talking about it. You got me started talking about it. I can't shut up now. But with the all of a sudden drop, my personal take, for whatever it's worth, these are my thoughts. Certainly there's manipulation. I believe that in thinking it through, like for example, Virgin Galactic, Branson. He's had reported I guess probably 34, I don't know how many people out there on his island on an annual basis. And I'm sure what they talk about is, I mean, these are high net worth, not just high net worth. I mean, they're way beyond that. These people who, they've been meeting for 3 or at least 3 years on an annual basis, at least on the island where it's all private, and they figure out ways where they can, I mean, what I'm saying is, think about it. If I was able to manipulate the market, I'd go, let it go up, and then boom, crash it. Let it go up a little bit, then crash it. Let it go up a little bit, and let it ladder down. I mean, yesterday it got down for Bitcoin almost to 5,000. Well, it's not beyond, I mean, that's very surprising to me. I mean, that's reality. Obviously, we see what happened now, the day after. It went down to 5,000. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thunk it? It's not beyond the scope, of course, to think that they'll keep ratcheting it down to 4,000, then 3,000. If that actually happens, I really can't imagine that it will go. Actually, I do think it's likely. It's not, you know, I always was thinking, no, it won't do that, won't do that. There's too many, little guys who are in, so to speak, who are hardcore purists. In other words, the low point won't go below 5, but I mean, it's not beyond the scope of imagination to think I really don't think it could go lower than 3. Is it a possibility? Absolutely. So just some of my thoughts was just to say that I really think that it's obvious manipulation, and I think they timed it along with a contentious hard fork. One other comment I wanted to say about that was, right, they say that he has all the hash power and he'll win or has the upper hand, and I just think that this individual, I mean, just some of the comments that he made leading up to the hard fork is, Roger Ver, you could have found out the proof that I am Satoshi, but now you never will. I mean, it's just rather abusive. And when I think of whoever Satoshi is, whether he's a group of people or an individual, whatever that is, for them to create this brand new economy, it's just so genius. And it's genius, the concept of blockchain technology, and then implementing an application on top of that, call it a Bitcoin. Everything, I mean, for it to have the iterations and have the security, that in itself, I mean, it's unhacked. Anybody who hacks it will get 100 billion if it was today. $100 billion. I mean, the further it goes, the more unhackable it is, even standing up against quantum computing. There's ways that it will still remain unhackable. So this person was such a genius, and I think that there's was Adam Back, I can't remember the one person it's been proven that he had close ties with by email, at least anyway, and then he's been quiet since then. He's got about 1 million. He's got about 1 million Bitcoins, and not one of the addresses has been cashed in. So I think that it's an individual who really, my guess is they're over 50, maybe over 60 years old. And I say that because if they were young, I look at it as an older individual giving the reins to someone who he regards as a genius, or someone who he can deeply trust to carry on the reins, so to speak, or hand off the cart to. And then also just the good-heartedness. I mean, knowing that you've got a technology like this and giving it open source for all of mankind, and realizing and thinking and theorizing and knowing what it means to potentially to all of mankind. I mean, seriously. Borderless, instantaneous. Anyone could be an international banker with the phone and an email account. I mean, that truly is good for humanity. And the reason, one reason why I named my channel and my business SatoshiConomy is Satoshi, that whole concept is encrypted. No one knows who he is. And it's not important to know who he is. What's important is just to know that this thing is phenomenal. It works. It has I will say it's the greatest invention in the history of mankind. Greater than the wheel or the automobile or the plane or even the internet. And the reason why I say that is just because of the benefits that it enables for the common man. I mean, it really levels the playing field for wealth participation and creation for the common man, and in such a way that has been unseen since the history of man. And someone creating this technology, if they were insidious, or they would figure a way to make trillions out of it. Okay, so he may be worth, let's see, at 5,000 times a million bitcoins, that would be what, 5 billion. So he could figure a way to make billions, but come on, that's peanuts when you're looking near the end of your life. When you get over 30, 40, 50, what happens in life is the things that really matter become more important. But just some of my take. Here's a quip. The golden rule is, he with all the gold makes all the rules. If you like what you heard, please subscribe. Just click on the blue planet there and subscribe. That will help me out. I'm just starting this channel. Like, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.